Welcome to the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We've been with you through the entire NFL regular season. We've been through the entire playoffs with you. We are now in Pro Bowl week leading up to the Super Bowl. I can't believe I just said that.
I've never referred to this as Pro Bowl week. This has always been like
the dead time.
The longest 2 weeks in the season. So.
Well, we've been doing this show for 9 years now.
I have no idea.
And we've never done a Pro Bowl show, or we've never done a show in the dead week.
Oh, really?
You've never done a show like this.
What am I working for? What am I doing here?
Yeah, usually we take the 2 weeks off like the entire NFL does.
And usually overthink the Super Bowl coming up.
Yeah.
You know, I now know professional bettors are looking at every angle of this.
Yep.
They're looking at the different players and the enormous amount of prop bets. I haven't seen any of the prop bets yet, so I may probably by the time this airs, we're going to get some sense of how many prop bets are out there. So that you have to wade through those.
Well, first of all, we now have the Super Bowl set. Super Bowl 60, Santa Clara, California, Levi Stadium, February 8th, between the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks.
Yep.
I don't know which one's been designated the home team yet. I haven't looked at exactly how they have that set up.
So.
But you mentioned the prop bets. Since we work with Caesar Sportsbook with this,
they usually have the best ones, but they have
they have announced the date when they're going to be releasing the props.
Okay,
February 2nd.
Okay.
So
right.
They release the entire set of. They do two different things, by the way. Mm-hmm. The physical sports books release an entire menu of the betting props for the retail side.
Yeah.
The online side has a whole different set of props that they can do because they have to go through the rigmarole of the different state regulators about what's approved and what's not approved. So, but you will see two sets of props for the Super Bowl if you have a sports book that has a retail and an online side.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? I guess that's the most popular thing, especially with like recreational bettors. It's the prop bets, but it's really a big thing for professional gamblers because we were in Atlantic City one Super Bowl, and we saw a couple of professional bettors. We knew who they were, so you know we knew what to look for. And they had a pile of tickets. Not only did they have a pile of tickets in front of them, they had their assistants going through the pile of tickets as the game was going on. So there's a lot of things that professional bettors do these next 2 weeks to plan and prepare and decide where they're going to make their bets, what they're going to make their bets on, and you know what hedging they're going to be doing, because I'm sure they're not on one side or the other if you're a professional. So no, it's interesting.
It's always interesting seeing the strategies employed by some of these guys, but also it's more interesting to find out what bets are approved by each individual states.
Yeah,
there are some bets or some props, I should say, like in Jersey, that we're not going to be able to get that are in Pennsylvania.
Sure.
And vice versa. You're going to see things that can't get past some of the regulators.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting to see which ones can and which ones can't go. Mm-hmm. I know there's a lot of backlash about some of the negative style betting or negative style prop bet setups and all that stuff. So I'm very curious to see the wording this year, too.
And I'm curious. I'm asking you this, and I've never done this, but have you ever placed a bet on the coin flip?
No.
You know, for me, that was always that's gambling in its purest sense. There's no strategy to it. But then I talked to a professional gambler, Logan Fields, he wrote a book. What was it, 2020 Sports Betting or something like that?
2020 Sports Betting.
Yeah, yeah. And he has a strategy for betting the coin flip.
Very good book, by the way.
A very good book. I mean, I've never thought of betting on the coin flip because it's a coin flip. I mean, but he has a strategy of it. It's a process that you go through to really research that bet. So, you know, there's some interesting things that professional gamblers do that it's an interesting field they get into, and you know they have their systems, and it's absolutely amazing what they do.
Speaking of systems, we have our system for the show here. We just finished up with the championship games for the AFC and NFC games.
I went 1-1 this week.
Same here. So let's find out what happened with the championship games.
Hey, what happened?
Like I said at the top, we've got the Patriots versus the Seahawks again in the Super Bowl. This is a rematch, and it's going to be fun to watch this one. couple of things came out of the championship games, such as the Patriots are seeking their NFL record 7th Super Bowl victory. No team has played in the Super Bowl more than the Patriots.
Okay.
They're 6-5 in the Super Bowl. They're tied with the Pittsburgh Steelers for the most wins. If New England actually ends up winning this game, they will hold the record with 7.
Okay.
Let's see. Patriots' 12th appearance, like I said, 11th in Kraft's tenure.
Okay.
That was a major
what was
thing.
the I remember was it 1985 or 86 when the Bears smacked them around?
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Patriots first team in league history, 9-0 on the road, including playoffs. And see, Mike Vrabel, head coach for New England, trying to become the first person to win a Super Bowl as a head coach and a player with the same team.
Oh,
that's been talked to death for a
Interesting.
while now.
I saw another stat like that, and you might have it. I don't even know. Someone said he's the 8th head coach, first-year head coach to bring a team to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
So it's the number 8.
He's also the 4th coach / player that is actually bringing a team to the Super Bowl. He's the only one who can do it as a coach and a player for the same franchise. You got Tom Flores, Mike Ditka, Tony Dungy. I'm sorry, he's 5th, and Doug Peterson. They all brought teams to the Super Bowl as a former player.
Okay.
So that's a nice group of people to be attached to there.
Absolutely.
Seahawks reached their 4th Super Bowl in franchise history and their first in 11 years.
Okay.
And seeking their 2nd Super Bowl title after winning it with Pete Carroll and, what was that, the original Legion of Boom.
Okay, yeah.
So I remember the last Seahawks-Patriots Super Bowl. It ended on that weird interception that could have gone pass interference. It was not called.
Yeah, I mean, they could have ran Marshawn Lynch and he would have been in, and, well, whatever.
Yep.
See, that's what sometimes
a lot
coaches,
of the what-ifs.
Well, sometimes coaches, overthink things. I mean, I think the best coaches tend not to overthink things. So.
Well, we saw some bad decisions in the championship games. On both losing coaches made kind of questionable choices. Yeah. And it's in the moment, so, you got to just go with it when you can.
Sure.
That's it with the teams. Let's see what happened with some of the players.
What happened?
Well, we're going to start off with the Seattle-Los Angeles game.
Which was the best game
I think
of
so.
the day.
I think so.
The other one was 10-7. Boy, I said,
could have been 10-10.
And let me tell you something. I said this was going to be a low-scoring kind of defensive kind of game, but I didn't think it would be that low-scoring.
No,
God,
no.
That was just, man.
Oh yeah, no.
I
love the weather. Though.
We're talking about New England and Denver. And I said it was going to be under 41. And for some bizarre reason, the total went up during the week.
Yeah.
And I was looking at it. I think I took it at 40, under 41.5. Then I saw it go to 42, and some places had it 42.5. I'm like, what are they looking at? Why would that go up to 42.5?
Because it was being bet on. It was being bet on.
Well, I guess a lot of sharp money went on the under, and I guess that drove it up a little bit. But hey, that was bizarre. But the other game we lost. I guess we both lost that one, right?
Yep.
We went with LA.
Darnold and Stafford, 2 of the 6 highest passer ratings ever among quarterbacks in a conference championship game.
Okay.
Stafford 3 passing touchdowns, tied a career high for playoffs. Staying with the quarterbacks, we've got Darnold completing 7 attempts, thrown 10 or more yards beyond the line of scrimmage. He had 8 such completions with 3 interceptions when he played the Rams the first time. So he did incredibly well there. Darnold, first quarterback from the 2018 quarterback draft class to reach the Super Bowl. He beat Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson to the Super Bowl.
Wow.
I would have thought one of those other 3 had been there.
Okay, who feels worse? What fan base feels worse? The New York Jets, or let me tell you something, the Minnesota Vikings, where Darnold did very, very well there, and they got rid of him because they thought they have, and they still think they had their quarterback of the future. What fan base feels worse now?
Well, you also got to throw in Carolina, too. They got rid of Darnold, too.
Yeah, but Carolina.
He played extremely well in Carolina, too. I
know.
will say this as a Jet fan, this is the worst conglomeration of Jet that you could see in the Super Bowl. Number 1 is the Patriots. You never want to see them in the Super Bowl ever again. You've got a Jet that was cut by Aaron Glenn earlier in this season that blocked the field goal against Denver. That's, cut out, that would have been 10-10.
Yeah.
But he blocked the field goal. He had just been brought up from the practice squad. And then you have the former Jet quarterback starting for Seattle.
Yeah.
So you've got all this Jet around this Super Bowl. And also Morgan Moses, one of the linemen for the New England Patriots. He's a former Jet too. So there's a lot of Jets all over the place.
Okay.
As a Jet fan, it sickens me.
Okay, all right.
But I'll watch the game.
It sounds like the Jet fans have more to be upset about when looking at this game, I guess.
Yeah, and the most disappointed fans have to be Denver.
I didn't even pick Carolina because of Darnold was there.
Carolina.
They didn't make any kind of, he didn't make a statement there about in Carolina. He didn't do as well as he did in Minnesota because it was just one of those things. But it was, I don't know. That's the first thing I thought of. Who feels worse? Minnesota's fan base because they got rid of him when he was doing very, very, very well.
They could have kept him.
And the Jets fans because they they drafted him.
Jets fans will always be the most upset.
Upset.
Ones, so,
okay.
For this anyway. Going on the other side, New England, we've got Drake May. Second, he'll be who,
by the way, has not played very well in the playoffs.
No. Well, he did run pretty good in
I'm
this
just
thing.
Throwing it out there.
Second youngest quarterback to start a Super Bowl behind Dan Marino. He's also the fourth second-year quarterback in the past 7 years to get to the title game. You had Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and Brock Purdy.
Oh, okay.
So some good stats there for everything.
Sure.
But that's it for the players. Let's find out what happened with us.
Hey, what happened?
Like we had started talking about earlier on, we both went 1-1 for the conference championship games. For the playoff run, you still have a 1-game lead.
Okay.
We will, when we do our Super Bowl show, we will have a different setup for the picks.
Yeah,
segment.
I think we do.
We do everything. We do the points. We do the total.
Okay, all right.
And we each pick a prop. If you want to do a couple props, we can do a couple props this year.
I can't remember what I did last year.
Yeah. So, but we'll do definitely the point spread.
By the way, I always remember. Let me tell you something. You always have this one prop that
safety.
That one, but you always have something about a non-quarterback throwing a touchdown pass.
And I will be doing that again.
You will?
Yes.
Is that
I have won every time I've played that one.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I remember that distinctly because you always do that.
The one time I didn't do it was last year, and they didn't have one.
Okay.
But every time I put something down on that one, it always works out. And that's usually one of my props anyway. So,
all right.
But I actually, with the way these two teams have been playing, I may look at the defensive side. Special teams
defensive score
or defensive score,
safety kind of thing.
Yeah,
okay.
Defense, special team score, that kind of thing might be an interesting way to go. But we'll have more of that. But again, you had the 1-game lead going into the Super Bowl here. These last three bets probably will decide everything for the season.
Oh, okay. No pressure there.
No pressure. So. But we'll be doing that for the Super Bowl show. There's no picks this week.
No. I'm not doing the Pro Bowl.
No, we're not doing the Pro Bowl. What we're going to do after the break is we're going to.
I don't even know if you can do. We
are going to talk Pro Bowl, but we're not going to talk any kind of betting on the Pro Bowl because there's nothing to do there. Yes. And also, we'll talk some of the coaching changes too because there's a lot going on.
Sure.
Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show back after this.
Moment of need, every second counts. So first responders, delivery drivers, and visitors can find your home fast, even in the dark. This is about more than just a number. It's about safety, visibility, and peace of mind. We created a house number that is not only a beacon of safety, but also a work of art. Crafted from durable stainless steel and waterproof acrylic, with efficient, low-voltage LED backlighting, it's uniquely yours. Choose from 6 sizes, 4 fonts, and 6 colors, and match your home's mood with bright, neutral, or warm white halo lighting. Add dusk to dawn, dimming and timing controls for complete command.
Every order includes free worldwide shipping, plus a 2-year warranty on lighted numbers and all powering accessories.
This is the ultimate home upgrade. A perfect blend of style, quality, and function.
Buy yours today.
Smoked cocktails have never been easier to make thanks to our Halo Drink Smoker. Simply place the cocktail smoker on your glass, light the wood chips until they start to smoke, and then top it off with the lid to infuse your drink with a delicious, new, smoky flavor.
Hey, Dave Weischadle from Turnpike Sports. I just got my dugout mug delivered and I am loving it. Dugout mugs are mugs made out of baseball bats, and they are officially licensed by Major League Baseball so you can get your favorite baseball team's logo on your mug. Just think of it, enjoying your favorite drink while watching your favorite baseball team with your team's logo on your mug made from a baseball bat. They can even make customized mugs. Check out the mug they made for Turnpike Sports. I mean, just look at that. That looks awesome. I've never seen anything like them. If you go to dugoutmugs.com, you'll find out they even make more things than mugs. They have baseball board games, grilling equipment made from baseball bats. They even have a section for gifts for under $30. Head on over to dugoutmugs.com because if you're a baseball fan or need a gift for a baseball fan, you have to check out Dugout Mugs. And use our promo code PIKE at checkout to get 20% off your purchase price. That's promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E. Also, free shipping with orders over $99. You can't beat that. Dugoutmugs.com. That's my go-to place if I need a gift for a baseball fan. Well, if you excuse me now, the game is about to go on, and the wind is just right for drinking.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show. Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. Like we said at the top of the show, there's really nothing going on in the NFL right now. We're in the 2 weeks between the end of the playoffs and the Super Bowl, and lo and behold,
a couple more teams need coaches.
Yes.
So I think about 2 or 3 teams right now.
A lot of interesting coaching maneuvers.
Yeah.
And also one interesting story involving a former coach.
Yeah, right.
But in terms of the coaching carousel for the league right now.
Look, let's be honest. The big winners are the New York Giants. I mean, getting Harbaugh is just something everyone wanted, everyone got, everyone's excited. I mean, we live in the New York area, and, you know, you can't listen to a either newscast or a sportscast or a radio without everyone jumping for joy for Harbaugh.
I'll be honest with you.
And everyone scratching their head about the Jets and things like that.
Well, let's stay with the Giants.
Let's stay with the Giants.
The Jets in blue,
which
is they've been called that for the last couple of years too. So,
okay.
But now that's going to change. I think it was kind of interesting when Harbaugh's name was brought up for the Giants, and they brought him in, and he was out. Then all of a sudden, Green Bay comes in and talks about firing their coach. I'm wondering if Green Bay had at least a conversation with Harbaugh about if he'd be interested in that job before they rehired LaFleur there.
Well, look, I mean, say what you will about the Giants and things like that, but I think that was the most complete team other than the Bills, I guess. But I think that was the most complete team if you wanted to have a head coach. You got your quarterback there. You don't have to draft a quarterback. You got a pretty good running back in Scatterboo. You got a great wide receiver.
If Scatterboo's healthy, because he had that bad ankle injury there.
Ugly to watch. Yeah. Ugly to watch. You got Malik Neighbors, you got a great wide receiver. You have a very good defense that can get better with a couple more acquisitions. So that was really kind of the best situation he can step into, and you know,
he's got his quarterback. That's the important thing.
Look, you don't have to draft a quarterback. You don't have to draft a wide receiver. You got that.
You don't have to draft a running back.
Well, you know, you can always draft a running back, but
but
Scatterboo is not one of those. He's like a John Riggins kind of guy. Yeah. Boy, don't show my age now. Yep. Anyone who remembers John Riggins, that's how Scatterboo reminds me of John Riggins, or maybe Mike Allstott kind of
for
guy.
The more modern people.
For the more modern people. But no, that was a good situation he walked into, and I think they're going to be the team to contend with. I mean,
2 teams I'm interested in seeing how they develop. Tennessee Titans. Now, I'm a big Robert Saleh fan. I love the way he coaches defense. Not fascinated with how he ran that Jets team overall, but as a defensive coordinator, he is great. He needed a place to land that had a quarterback already in place, and Tennessee was the perfect spot for him. I think their defense was actually at the end of its second half of last year was in the top 15 in a lot of categories, and he can coach that defense up even more. the fact that they're talking about Brian Daboll possibly becoming the offensive coordinator.
Hey, by the time this airs, he could be.
If he doesn't get the head coaching job that he wants, he's already agreed to be the offensive coordinator for the Tennessee Titans. That's a great pairing, I think, right there.
Right now, I mean, what is it? And this could be filled in the next hour or so. As we sit here, was it Arizona, Cleveland, and somebody else? Las Vegas. So and those might be filled pretty soon. So they would have to be filled pretty soon. I can't believe by the time this airs, they're going to be, those positions will probably be filled.
Yep. And Miami,
or at least one more.
Miami went the first time coach with defensive coordinator from the Green Bay Packers, I believe. You got Atlanta hiring Stefanski.
Yeah,
that's going to be kind of interesting to watch.
Well, he said that's where he wanted to go, and I'm very curious about being in this area of the country. Always, you grew up watching and listening about the Pittsburgh Steelers, so I'm very curious to see how them and McCarthy does, or how that gels. And he gave a very emotional acceptance speech or introduction speech, and let's. I'm sure it warmed the hearts of the Pittsburgh fans, which are, I think, some of the best fans in the country, and they travel really well, and they really get behind their team. And we out in Western Pennsylvania, and there's like a ton of sports bars. There's Billy's Black and Gold, and Jimmy's Black and Gold, and this and Black and Gold. So they're really behind their team. So I'm very curious to see how they do coming up.
Yeah, and it's very interesting watching the change of coaching for the Pittsburgh Steelers, because it's been so long. What was it, 19 years? 19 years Tomlin was there.
Yeah.
Now, if even McCarthy is a bridge coach, that could last 7-8 years.
Yeah.
The way Pittsburgh runs their organization there.
They hold on. It's such a good organization behind the coaches and the coaching staff that, coaching is very difficult, but you have such a support staff with the front office and the fans that coaches tend to do well there.
Yeah,
or they pick the right coaches. I guess it's a little of both. Yeah.
Well, we talked about the head coaching changes. Yeah. Now we have my Jets, who kept their head coach and now have destroyed their entire coaching staff.
Well, that's
all gone.
That's a head scratcher, because it's one of those things where I don't know who. First off, let's start with the building blocks. Who is your quarterback? I don't know who will be the starting quarterback next season for the Jets. I mean, it's just one of those things. If you're a coach, would you want to go to the Jets? I mean, certainly you go in New York. It's a big media area, and you're going to be front and center, but the problem is, if you're bad, you're still front and center. So it's one of those things.
Right now they got to get the coaching staff back. They got to figure this out. And it's very interesting hearing some of the reports coming out of the beat writers for the Jets in terms of the defensive side of the ball. Wink Martindale was supposed to be the odds-on favorite. He still may end up being the coach.
Who else are they talking to?
Jim Leonard. I would love Jim Leonard.
Frank Reich still in the conversation?
Frank Reich on the offensive side.
But I see. It's one of those things. What's taking the Jets so long? These positions are being filled in other cities.
This is what I'm hearing from the beat
writers. You're missing
writers.
out if you're waiting.
Aaron Glenn is talking to these potential coordinators and saying either he wants somebody else calling the plays or he wants to call some of the plays. And that's what's putting some, cold water on some of these people coming in. If he wants to call some of the plays, that's going to be an issue. I mean, when he demoted Tanner Engstrom, which, by the way,
who's gone now. So
when he demoted him, he told him, "I want to keep you on, but I want somebody else calling the plays." Why would you stay there?
You demoted him during the year. Why did it take you so long?
You didn't demote him during the year. Well, he was the offensive coordinator all the way through.
Yeah, I know, but he took away play calling, and he took away some authority from.
He took authority away, but he did not take the play calling away.
You can't do that and then wait 3 weeks after the season is over.
What's going to really be bad?
You snooze, you lose. Yeah. You're losing so many good potential coaches to other teams if you're taking so long to fill the positions in your own team.
What I saw from their offensive coordinator before he left the team, however you want to phrase it.
He left. Yeah. I'm leaving. Yes. Yeah, he didn't say that.
I saw for the first time some innovation and some creativity in the offensive side of the ball. Okay, play calling and strategy and how he ran the game, there was no feel to or flow to his play calling except in 1 or 2 games. Right. And I think it was just too soon to give up on the kid because I think he's going to be a good offensive coordinator. He's almost like a Schottenheimer, where he's going to
you're
Brian Schottenheimer, not the father, but he has that kind of creativity, that kind of innovation.
Was it creativity or was it desperation?
No, it was creativity. I think he just didn't have a quarterback. Justin Fields was the wrong quarterback. He wouldn't throw the ball downfield. You had Tyrod Taylor, who they are trying to get back if he wants to come back, and you have nobody else really.
Yeah.
But on the defensive side, Steve Wilkes was a huge misfire, and he took too long to pull the trigger on that. I don't know who is going to be able to come in. Like I said, Jim Leonard seems to be the odds-on favorite after Wink Martindale came in for an interview, found out that Aaron Glenn wants to be involved in the play calling for the defense. So it's still a huge question mark on that side. Frank Reich, like you mentioned, is right now the only person who might be interested in taking the job because of Aaron Glenn's influence on play calling on that side of the ball. There's also a report out there that the two Johnsons were involved in the final say of who to hire as the coaching staff.
Well,
so there may have been some meddling there. I don't know. Was it a total? It's very unusual.
I don't know how much meddling you can do with your own property there. So.
Well, if you tell the coach you can't hire this person, you have to hire that person, and then you blame the coach for everything. Well, that could also, if you think about it, that's the reason why Aaron Glenn is still here.
There's a bunch of owners like that in the team. Just ask Dallas Cowboy fans.
But this is the first time I've seen in a long time an entire coaching staff is being replaced other than the head coach. So fun to watch the next one. This is going to be another dumpster fire of a year, probably. So
probably it's strangely entertaining when you're watching the Jets. It's like it's head scratching. It's why are they doing that? Why did they make that decision? Why are they even starting this guy? And it's such a drama when you watch the Jets.
But right now, we got on the other side of the break, we'll hit the Pro Bowl real quick.
Okay.
And then we'll close out the show. Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show, back after this.
Sign up at jackpot.com and you can bet on the world's best lotteries where the biggest jackpots are up for grabs. Powerball, Mega Millions, some of the biggest lotteries can be found at jackpot.com. Simply choose your lotto game, pick your numbers, or use their quick pick feature, and you're done. Sign up at jackpot.com with code DRAW24 and get a free lottery ticket with your first deposit. Jackpot.com, it's the world of lotto in your hand.
Terms and conditions apply. You must be at least 18 years old and in the United States to play. Void where prohibited. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show. Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We just did our discussion on the coaching changes. That, if you can call that a discussion, it was kind of me venting on the Jets there a little bit. But we got
it's cheaper than therapy.
Yes, it is. It is. And coming up this week, there's no game to actually talk about in terms of analysis or betting, but we do have the Pro Bowl.
Yes, flag football fans rejoice. Yes.
And actually there's no skills competitions this year. They changed that as well.
I think it's more kind of
it's a festival.
Fan driven kind of event.
It's a festival.
Kind of thing.
It's a festival. It's a festival.
Okay.
It's a 3-4 day.
Not the flag football. Flag football is, and you just, if you're watching this, you just pray that guys on your team don't get hurt. Actually, you don't want anyone to get hurt.
No one's going to get hurt in a flag football thing other than twisting your ankle, twisting your knee, and all that stuff.
You're running sideways in this, and
non-contact injuries will be the important thing to look out for.
That's not something you want to.
But in terms of what the NFL has done, they've made this a part of the Super Bowl week because they moved up the Pro Bowl game to before the Super Bowl, like it used to be.
No.
Oh wait, it used to be the Hawaii Vacation Bowl.
When we were kids, everyone went to Hawaii, and it was after the Super Bowl because players that played in the Super Bowl actually played in it
because they wanted the Hawaii Vacation.
Yeah, well, sure.
But now they have all these different fan challenges. You've got Air Challenge presented by FedEx.
Ground. What happens there?
Quarterback skills.
Oh, okay. Air.
Yeah, you have Ground Challenge, running back skills, extra point kick. And by the way, all these things are sponsored, so this is where the NFL's head was.
I would like to try the extra point kick. I mean, I don't. I'd get, my arm would hurt like a like no one's business after I tried a quarterback challenge, or I don't know if you're a ground thing, if you're doing some kind of exercises or a 40-yard dash or whatever it is. I'd be sore after that too.
Well, here you have 40-yard dash presented by Roblox.
All right.
You race down the field against your opponents and NFL players on a giant 40-yard long LED wall.
Okay.
That's where the Roblox comes in, since it's a video game.
All right.
Satisfying catches presented by Snickers.
All right.
You go through an obstacle course, and then you catch a ball thrown at you after you go through the obstacle course. Bench press by Applebee's.
Okay.
That's an interesting combination, bench
press,
pressing and Applebee's.
Okay.
And then vertical jump by Campbell's Chunky Soup.
Okay.
Basically,
so
the
if you
combine.
want to try these things, you
combines,
kind of have to try and be in a little bit of shape, especially I mean, you can get hurt there too.
Yeah.
So
but this is all for the fans. There's no
great.
skills competition. But anyway, it's something that people can
different.
do
Hey,
in the area that they could leading up to the Super Bowl.
So it sounds like fun. So.
Yeah. But we'll be back next week with our Super Bowl show too as well. So we'll have more stuff to talk about there in terms of our analysis and everything else. So, but anyway, that's it for the football show for the Pro Bowl week.
And that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike.